Hey guys, welcome to episode 13 of my podcast. This is Dulzi. I'm with Radu today. Say hi, Radu.
Hey, nice to hear you and nice to see you. And it's hopefully not an unlucky one. Getting
Number
the
13.
number.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not Friday though, so I think we're safe.
Oh yeah, I think for now we're safe. Well, today's podcast is going to cover a little bit of Update 29. We talked about it last podcast, and we're going to talk about the event, so you guys kind of know how to really get through the event, and how to.
Yeah, mostly about the class, the event, and we have quite a giveaways. We're going to ask you a few questions about the new class tracker, so make sure you stay tuned and answer in the chat for a chance to win some, what are they called? Pearl tokens.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
getting to the class, or getting to the event has 10 chapters in it. And everyone's been asking me, how do you get through the event without having to use a bunch of credits? Which you don't need to use a bunch of credits like I did. I just wanted to progress forward.
So guys,
I'm sorry?
because I'm also watching the stream, so okay, now it's good. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to say that this is basically a new thing for us as well. We're basically wanted, when we release this class, to give you the opportunity to fully unlock it, and that's why basically each chapter is actually related to one of the tiers. So that's why at the end of the event, if you manage to, if you go through all the chapters, you have the whole class unlocked with everything in it. As you notice, it has quite a hefty price normally, like I can see you in chat there. Normally you can see it costs 40,000 credits at the beginning, which is just a basic class, but that price is there just to incentivize you to go through the event. As you go through the event, as you go towards chapter 6, 7, and so on, it's going to be very close to what you would normally get paid for any of the other classes that we've had before, so like the sapper or the commander and so on. And you will also have all the weapons unlocked and the skills. So the idea is, guys, that I mean, I know quite a lot of you are a bit scared. By the way, Dulzi, I can't hear you.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so just finishing my speech. And
yeah, I was just messing with the game. Sorry, distracted. Need to stop.
Yeah, I can see you're answering the guys in the combat check. So well, I guess we can also go through that. So okay, first things first. There were some issues because of all the new things that we introduced with this event, and we know quite a few players weren't able to complete some of the missions, or they weren't able to play multiplayer games and so on. And we're really sorry about that. We've sent you guys, we've deployed a hotfix that addresses all these issues for both Android and iOS, so make sure you check for updates if it hasn't prompted you to do so already. And you should have those things fixed. And also when you update, there's a little, let's say, gift for you guys for the issues related to the event, so it's definitely worth checking out. And aside from that, well, I'm not actually allowed to say that much, but do be on the lookout, not only just for this this stream, but there will be more things coming on the page, and that will allow you to get some prices for the event. Let's see. I noticed you say you're trying to do. I think the reason for the issue that you're saying is that the update isn't mandatory yet, so the both versions are running at the same time. So anyway, one of the things as I was saying on this stream, let's start with the first question. So quite an easy one, guys. So the first 3 people on Facebook and YouTube that answer with the name of the companion of the tracker will receive 500 feral tokens right at the end. So you have like let's say 10 minutes to answer this at most. 5 minutes, I think it's the best. We can continue chatting meanwhile.
Yeah. So
yeah,
So looking at the let's first get into the event or what like how it really works. I feel like some people aren't really sure how to actually progress through the event. With this particular event, the best way to get feral tokens, 100% is going to be completing the chapter tasks. That's really the only way you're gonna progress far enough to where you get the tokens to unlock weapons. And really lower down that price of 40,000 credits, which is pretty intimidating to a lot of people. But it lowers down like pretty drastically with each chapter.
This is what I mean. But it's there mostly to incentivize you to progress through the chapters.
Yeah. And people keep on asking me like, should I play the event? Should I wait? What should I do? I tell them to play the event because it is probably the best way to get through to get the class with the most weapons. Really without having to buy credits and stuff. You can
definitely, guys. I'm not just saying this or I mean, there will be other ways in the future to unlock the class, but it's definitely not going to be as easy as it is now, or as focused as it is now. I'm talking specifically progressing through the dogs and the tiers, because as you might have noticed in the bundle section, the bundle for the tracker, just as with other classes, will be available eventually. But the bundle is just the basic, basically what you're starting the event with, essentially. So it's definitely worth it to try to get as far as possible in this event. And once you're stuck, as I said, try I think after chapter 6 or around chapter 6 is I think when it's pretty affordable for anyone.
Yeah, after chapter 6, I believe it was, and that's when I got it. It was at like 1,200 credits for me, which is pretty reasonable.
Guys, by the way, just 1 second. I want to mention this because I can see that quite a few people are mentioning some other like the controller issue and so on. Guys, we're going to look into these ASAP, but today's podcast is strictly related to the event, so I will kind of ignore these comments for now, but just so you know that I am reading them and I'm writing down, but I will not address them during this podcast.
Oh, I don't know about a controller issue. I think touchscreen's better anyways. So but yeah, like I said, completing the event's the best way to go. The hotfix fixed a lot of the issues that people were having with progressing in the event, so check it out, guys. And really, as time goes by, like you have to wait for certain things, but as these days go by, you'll notice that like in 6 hours, I'm going to unlock this mission in the future, and 13 hours. So like at some point, I will be able to unlock everything just by waiting. The packs are also really, really not bad in terms of pricing. If you look at the cost of them right now, 160 credits, you really want to play the event before you by packs. Period. For those of you who are playing the event, I'm really curious of what you guys think about the weapons. I've been testing them all out. I think the tier 1's a great weapon, it's great that we start off with that weapon. I mean, you can do really well with it. I just want to hear what your favorite weapon is regarding the tracker class, and maybe we could talk about things we like, things we dislike, to try to be constructive. I just want to see what people think about it. In general. I know that I like the class personally. I like the dog aspect of it. I like being able to. I'm more of a tactical player myself, so I like the tactical aspect of this class. I think this class introduces something new, and I think I mentioned that last update, that makes players play using you can't really just rush and hope for the best with this class. You really want to sit back and play carefully. So.
Yeah, and I think the dog is really like a sort of universal counter for any class if you're positioned well. I mean, like if someone, it was kind of funny actually. I was reading your guys' feedback on the class, and I noticed that ironically, some of you were saying that you were having a bit of trouble with your own dog, but other people's dogs were doing just fine. So it's basically when someone else's dogs went on a person, then you could just simply take that person out easily. So you're setting up a lobby, or you're still trying to set up a lobby?
I was just trying to see if it works at the moment. If not, I mean, that's okay. I don't need to set a lobby right now.
Yeah, as I said, there might be an issue with the lobbies until the version is mandatory, so that everybody has it.
No big deal. But no, what you mentioned about the dog's pretty accurate. If your dog latches onto someone, or when your dog latches onto someone, I mean, you pretty much, it's the way I see it is if you're fast enough, you get a kill. So it can help counter a lot of those classes that people like, or people have kind of been complaining about or mentioning the last updates, like Marauder. I mean, it can counter a heavy user, a close range user. So I mean, the dogs are really helpful. It's just a matter of upgrading your dogs and you trying to utilize the skills and abilities that Tracker has. Something else to mention, I forgot to mention. Someone earlier today asked me about how ways to get SP. They want to earn SP. Well, through this event, you can actually upgrade the SP of this class too. It has event SP. If you're in the event, you'll see it, and as you progress through the chapters, you will be provided with free.
Yeah, you'll see some of the rewards.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, exactly. So this was, because usually when we're releasing a class, you would have just the basic one, and then you would have the progress. You'd have to do the progress on your own without any sort of aid or that. So we've tried to make this event to be closely related to the progress on the class, so that you feel that you participated in the event and got off with something meaningful.
Yeah.
So.
So I mean, that's something that really hasn't been. I want to say it hasn't really been provided much in past updates. So, it's a good. I really like it because you don't have to use a crap ton of credits to get everything. I mean, you can use credits to progress faster, like I did, or you can just grind it and get everything. I mean, get everything pretty much free and get everything a lot cheaper than ever has been with this event. I kind of like the class event. I didn't expect that to happen. Really didn't. I didn't even knew the class was coming at some point. But really something I liked about is an opportunity to get stuff in the game. So yeah.
And one more thing that I think we haven't mentioned is let's see. From the track ops market, I'm quite sure quite a few of you haven't noticed this, Uh, Basically, when you open, so kind of like when normally you would get diamond dust if you get any duplicates and so on. In this event, you get these or the what are they called, the tokens, right?
Yeah.
In this event, you get these uh, golden tokens, and you can just buy exactly the blueprints that you need. Because I think, I mean, most of the missions are pretty doable. I mean, they do raise in difficulty, but they're definitely you can definitely finish them within a few games, like 2-3 matches. I think should be the most that you actually need.
Yeah.
For most of them, and the other ones are unlocking. So as you mentioned, the most unlock you get, I mean, the most efficient way to get feral tokens is definitely progressing through the chapters, and this is also what will make the class much cheaper for you. So, for example, because you went, or no, actually, you went through all of it, so then you didn't have to pay anything. I was wondering how much you had to, but you finished chapter 13. So this means also, I mean, even if you have finished some of the chapters, make sure you look through the repeatable missions. And just as with the PG event, you do get, I don't know, my personal average is around 40 to 50 Pearl tokens per match.
Yeah.
Then that's playing in free for all or team battle. So either I know some other people are playing in other modes, but did you find? I mean, do you think any mode is particularly good for this one? I have
Okay. So yeah, I actually do have some input on the modes. The mode I see people jumping in the most is free for all, and I kind of get that because there's more to kill. The reason why I like using free for all, which normally I would never use free for all, I would use like something like team battle. For it is the reason why I like free for all is because there are more opportunities to kill opponents, and a lot of these missions rely on like getting kills with certain weapons and whatnot. I think you'll see you'll see that in the especially in the earlier chapters. But something I also like to mention about the chapters in regards to using I mentioned that completing the missions is really important to getting these tokens, but like that's not to say that like racking up kills playing multiplayer with tracker you will end up unlocking a lot of these missions like just as you progress through. It's like, for example, when I reached chapter 7,
Yeah.
and I got to I think it was use a track skill 100 times on multiplayer. I didn't have to do that again when I opened chapter 7. It was already unlocked for me because through the previous chapters I'd already used tracker like probably like 500 times for real, if we're gonna be honest. Same with the kills, like 500 multiplayer kills in this first event. I already got kills before I even reached that chapter. So by the time I actually got to that chapter, it unlocked and it just said claim tokens. I didn't have to start all over. So that's something kind of cool. If you were to grind and play multiplayer, over and over and get a bunch of kills with weapons, you don't have to sit and redo them again whenever you see the actual mission unlocked. You just kind of progress forward and just claim your tokens. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. Like just by playing, you don't have to know what the missions are. If you play and rack up a lot of kills, you should be able to progress pretty easily through this event. It wants you to use tracker class for the event. So yeah.
Yeah, it's basically in a way similar to how with the class trials that are now going, so that you can try a class and its weapons, so just to get an idea of how it is.
Yeah. But yeah, and also guys, whenever you do play the tracker missions, you have an option to play in a non-ranked match. So you don't have
Oh
to.
yeah, especially
You don't have to take
That's
a hit like I did, because I just kept on hitting play. I didn't even go through. I just went straight through multiplayer and lose like 300 points like I did. So don't do what I did and hit non-ranked. It'll still bring you into a. And I'm just going to jump in just to show you guys. I'm not going to play anything. It will bring you to a regular lobby with a bunch of different players. But if you perform poorly, it still won't affect you. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to lose points. Let's exit that. So.
I see Black Zone is mentioning that. So I guess I've mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, guys. The price for of 40,000 is just there, so you don't simply hit the unlock and you go through the event. By the time you reach chapter 6 or 7, it's something like 1,000 and a bit. I think if you for chapter 6. And for chapter 7, I think it's even under 1,000.
Yeah, chapter 6.
So
when I reached chapter 6, it was 1,200. So I mean, and I just opted to get it. I just opted to get it personally. But yeah, if I'd progressed further, it probably would have been under 900 for where I currently am at. I don't think they want you to spend $1,000 to get the class, guys. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that's the whole point is to get you guys to try this format of event so that we also get a better idea if this is the kind of thing you would like.
Yeah.
The hotfix is already deployed. I see some people asking about the hotfix. The hotfix is already live on both Android and iOS. For Android, it might take a few hours for some of the areas just because of the nature of how the version is transmitted on that platform. And for the PC, it's coming in a few days. Again, because of the nature of the platform, guys, we're really trying to get everything back to you. We're going to address the issue that we mentioned on Facebook as well as soon as possible. The idea is just to stick with the one platform. So stay either on Steam or on PC. Don't go alternating between the two. The hotfix is already live, as I said. It's not when the event ends.
Yeah, and I think everyone's supposed to receive a few tracker packs too today. I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There are 3 tracker packs that for everyone that's updating to say I'm sorry for the issues. So.
Yeah. But from what I've heard from people, most of the issues are fixed right now, which is good. So nobody should really have any huge issues at the moment.
Yeah, and by the way, I know a few players had issues with some of the missions and they had to skip them. You can always contact customer care and mention that, and they will give you back the credits that you needed to use to skip the missions because they weren't working. So
sweet, and you do that through settings, and you go to customer care right there, and you can do it. Oh, let's not go into all that, but yeah, that's how you do it, guys.
Yeah.
If you're curious.
Yeah. So essentially, you shouldn't. I really think it's like one of the most community or oriented events yet. It's quite surprising that you guys are a bit stuck on the price of the class because, as I said, it's normally you're going to get it for as much as you would get another class, and you would get more progress on it. You could fully upgrade it if you play a bit hardcore. Just hit the game this weekend, guys. Hello, Hero Gaming Sam.
Yeah.
So maybe we could we could do another one. The winner of the first giveaway was on Facebook, and let's see. Hopefully, Peter Hicks is Peter. If not, I'll send you a reply. So make sure you guys mention your answer, so I can easily send you the price as well. So the second question is, what's the prestige tier weapon of the tracker?
Can you repeat that again?
Yes, so the second question, in order to 500 feral tokens, you have to have the answer for the question as well as your dog tag and platform. So the question is, what is the name of the prestige weapon that the tracker? Sally is mentioning a bug related to this to this weapon. I don't know if we could call that a winner in a way, because she mentioned the right name. But okay, so just so you know, that bug will also be addressed. It's not addressed in this hotfix, but it will be addressed very soon, either server side or through a hotfix. So you'll either have to do an update, or you just notice that it's we'll make an announcement about that just to make sure. Okay, cool, Sally. Congratulations. You also win 500 world creds. You just please have to tell me your platform. Copy those and send them to you. We'll have these right after the stream. So stay tuned.
Yeah, so send your platform and dog tag, and yay. And 500 feral tokens does equal 1 pack, guys, for those of you who are interested. So we're pretty much giving a pack for each question answered. Something kind of cool.
Okay, so Peter could actually be a second winner. You won't be able to win more than, let's say, 3 times today, just to give more up, because this was just a matter of quickness. Let's see on. I see some people saying their platform, but not actually answering the question. So guys, you have to say the answer as well as say your platform in order to.
That's why it's a question. Yeah, come on, guys.
Ichiro is asking, after you unlock the class, can you play on the event with your armors, or are you still locked on the event loadout? You can definitely use it just as a normal one. Dulzi can actually show you that. And just before, as you could see, he was sporting the Invictus camo on the class. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can like see I'm using it right now with on my loadouts. After you unlock the class, which I did, you have access to all your old SP. So I was able to max out tracker. You also have the ability to equip whatever armor you want, whatever cores you want with the class, and play multiplayer matches. So you can use, and it will still go towards a tracker event if you use. I believe if you use this, as long as you're using a tracker.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's just. I mean, you can always, as long as the event is live, anything you do with the tracker class, and that is part of one of the chapters. Is going to get tracked.
Yeah, exactly.
Unintended. So, and I will say this just once more, guys, because there still seem to be a few unclarities. So, guys, you finish chapter 7. If you finish chapter 7, you'll get a button that says claim, and you will simply press that, and you will have absolutely all the progress that you have made on the class, and the class unlocked, and you don't have to pay anything. If you don't end up finishing the last chapter and getting to this part, you will, there's a button there where it says tracker owned on his account, which is what he did, because he hasn't finished, because the event is supposed to end in 2 weeks, so you're supposed to, not really supposed to be able to finish it in 1 week. I guess if you're pretty hardcore, you can finish it in 1 week. But if at any point, you have to stop in the event, or you can't participate until the end, and you're worried about conserving your progress, as I said, get at least to chapter 6 around there, and it's definitely going to be pretty affordable, and you're going to keep everything again. So
I want to say custom lobbies are also still working. I just saw some pop up. I might create a custom lobby just to kind of let everyone use just the class.
Can you? Sorry, I haven't.
I think I can. I just saw someone post a lobby, so I'm assuming I can create one too. There we go. Yes, I can. Sweet. Passkey is MC5. This is on iOS, guys, right now. There we go.
And guys, as I mentioned, essentially, it is a bit easier, obviously, if you have some credits or you don't have the time. But if you invest some time, you can definitely do the event with zero investment. So you can just have a brand new account, just play in this event for these weeks, and you're going to get it all.
Yeah, I think I'm considering trying that out and just kind of seeing how everything goes too with that, with a new account. So
okay.
I'm considering it after I unlock everything. I'm still gonna play the event personally, so I can get everything. Because even if you unlock it early like I did, you can still play through the event and get blueprints and stuff. Max out the weapons.
Yeah,
it's the best way right now.
You don't have the full dogs and so on.
Yeah, I don't have the tier 9 dog yet, so until
my gaming is there's no way to get credits in game. There are daily activities and so on, and watching ads and certainly other ways. But the whole point here is that is to get the referral tokens for the event. So those are just obtained by using the tracker in the way. Okay, Sally, I got your dog. Second.
Yeah, and actually the event, a lot of the event, quite a few of the event, tasks are involve watching ads. So guess what? You can earn credits and get pass the event at the same time. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get credits and progress to the events.
I'm gonna spectate. I'm not gonna play. I don't think it's not gonna be fair. I guess I'll start the 3v3 and just kind of watch and see how it goes.
Not sure.
But if you guys want to join, passkey is MC5. Let's hope we get dark mode so we can talk about dark mode a little bit. The nighttime mode in Streets that was added last update, which is pretty cool. Is it? Yes, it's nighttime. There we go.
Sally's saying cores don't work on the class. They do work on the class. You just have to unlock it. This is what they're saying. Or this is what we were mentioning before, that in order to be able to equip your armor and so on, you need to unlock it.
It looks like this guy unlocked it already too. You can see the cores he has equipped on his class. So is that person.
Yeah.
Oh, quite a few people have unlocked the class. But even though there are not any mini cores, there aren't any cores allowed. I will say, guys, for someone who doesn't have, the tier 6 weapon's really good, and the prestige weapon's pretty good. But if you don't have those, I would really highly suggest using the tier 1 weapon. It's really good, especially during the beginning stages of the match. Oh well, the side with the prestige weapon's doing pretty well. I don't see many people deploying their dogs. I don't know if I just don't see them on the map.
No, you can. Well, you just literally passed on, right? That's a dog, right?
Yeah, I just don't see. I guess I don't see them on. Do I see them on the mini map? It's hard to see. It's all blue.
No, I don't think actually you see them. No, I don't think you see them.
That's probably best. Maybe I should have played. Maybe I should have played on the right side.
Well, you can do it.
Oh, it's a 4v3. That's
the next one.
Oh yeah, I'll probably jump in. Uh-oh. That's strange. You see that? It's for some reason blackened for me. I can't see anything.
For that camera, I can see that. Or just for this particular camera. Can you press any of the players downstairs? Like in the lower?
I am actually. That's
okay.
Strange. Huh. Well then.
It's definitely very strange.
That is. Oh, there we go. We're back on. That was weird. I was about to just leave and rejoin.
I mean, oh yeah, now I can see it
Yeah.
back.
Wow.
So maybe I think maybe it's related to how the cameras are playing on this new night mode, like the static cameras, because that's what you did, right?
Maybe that was it. We could try a different map. Well, the blue side.
The score is really one-sided.
Yeah, I know. It's
Guys, maybe try to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, it's uneven teams. Oh, see, look there, the dog in action. Look at that, perfect. It's really uneven. I also know some of the players on the blue side, and one of them, a couple of them I know play a lot, so they have that going for them.
Yeah, I can see some of the some guys from ESL.
Yes, yeah, right.
So let me just check the chat.
Yeah. So something I will say again, guys, is like if you really don't feel like you can use the newer weapons, I would suggest sticking to the tier 1 and staying at a distance. That's what I would be doing if I were the guys on the losing team. But I think it's already game over at this point. 37-8. It's brutal.
Someone's asking is challenge. Frankly, to be honest, guys, I have this feedback as well that you're saying that the event is a bit hard because you have to play without the cores and so on. But I actually found, well, I guess it depends on what league you're at. I mean, since you're diamond, do you take the challenge from the guys to play one match in the event with normal loadout? I guess.
Personally, I did struggle a little bit. But I struggled a little bit more whenever I had to switch. Again, I keep on mentioning the tier 1. But when I had to use a different weapon, like the tier 2 or tier 3, I definitely struggled. Definitely took a little bit of a hit. Again, because I played ranked mode, so it was that was a problem for me personally.
Yeah, and you're diamond or platinum.
I'm one league lower. I was at like 26, and I went down to like 22. I actually brought it up a little bit this morning. Even before the hotfix was up, I just connected to Wi-Fi and just tried to bring it up. But
Light Gaming, I will look into your submission for the content creator. No worries. You can contact me on Discord as well.
Yeah, I know a few people have messaged me about that even. Well then. Hopefully, we'll see the next match. We'll do another one of these. This you guys need to split up. Whoever, all you guys on blue team, don't do that.
But this time you can. I mean, it's always or for me, it's pretty cool. Oh, I see you're using the prestige one. I was thinking you're going to go for the sniper again.
No, that was them. I'm not playing. I've not been playing. My hands have been free. I was just spectating.
Okay.
But
Ichiro, Ichiro is saying use the Mercy. The got no armor and Mercy on the Platinum League and show up people facing cannons. It's still pretty doable to be honest.
Let's try. I'm gonna create another one. Let me change. I'd use it. I don't have the sniper fully maxed out yet, but I might still try using it. I'm gonna at least use the dog. The dog I have the most upgraded. What else? I'm gonna equip the tier 1 just to kind of use it. I don't even have all the attachments for that unlocked. I do have all the attachments with the prestige at least.
Black Sun. Okay, we'll mention this again, but guys, so the hotfix is already live on Android, but if you don't see the update, make sure you just refresh the store from, I don't know, I guess every half an hour, I guess, or something like this. It will definitely reach your region now or in the next hour.
Sometimes when it comes to these updates, I have to. It's really just a whatever store problem. I've had to uninstall and reinstall the game sometimes, and that usually definitely gets it. So if you're impatient and you want to do that, that should be fine. it also shouldn't make you go through all the beginning, playing the campaign and stuff. You should be able to just go straight to your mission. Maybe I'll not allow the prestige weapon. Let's try that. I want to see how that goes. And I'm also not going to allow. I'm gonna allow tier 1 armor. That should make things a little more interesting.
But
I need also.
If you're not going to be able to new class. Well.
Yeah. Well.
But the class basic armor, like the starting armor, is tier 3. So if you're going to go for tier 1 armor, I don't think. Yeah.
What? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I was looking at the stats for it, and I was wondering. I didn't even notice that, but I noticed the stats. Like the stats are really good for a tier 1. I was thinking that to myself when I was playing. Okay, sure, sweet. Tier 3 then. Tier 3 it is. That does explain a lot. So I thought the defense and stuff and it has 2 core slots. Huh. I feel dumb now. That's okay. All right, let's do it. The passkeys MC5 guys. I'll also post on global chat. Let's try. I'll try to play this time. I will try to play this time.
Peter Hicks, you're asking. It's just limitations by the platform. We are not doing any preferential things. They're asking why some of the options to watch ads are not available on Android. And we can do also, I think, let's say, what's the name of the sniper class?
The sniper weapon. What's the name of the sniper weapon? Which one? There's 2 snipers actually, aren't there? What's the name of the?
Yeah, true.
Let's say the
tiers
7. What's the name? The tier 7 is also a sniper. Is a pretty decent sniper. Let me try it. I haven't unlocked all the attachments for it. Oh, well, you see the name right there, guys. So if you were wondering what it was, it's right there.
Okay.
Better answer fast.
It's going to be only. So.
All right. What? I got disconnected. I'll rejoin. No problem. I don't play. My Wi-Fi is not the best, guys. We're gonna be honest. I usually play on mobile data, so that's usually a lot of the times where during these streams I tend to lag and stuff. Let's see. I can still.
Yeah, because you're doing a double stream actually.
Yeah, exactly. I'm streaming on here. I'm, mirroring on my PC, so all you guys can see my lovely gameplay. So it's kind of tricky. Don't judge me based on my gameplay though. That's terrible mistake. On here. All right. Let's do this.
Well, that excuse works for me. I think. You're definitely much better.
Yeah,
but I guess, of course, you can't beat lag.
What?
And Arctic Kitsune, congratulations. You just make sure to launch in your dog tagging platform. I know you, and I can talk to you just as a thing.
Oh, hey, Arctic. I was just talking to him this morning. Again, I disconnected. I got a kill, though, before I got disconnected. So there's that.
It's very weird that you're getting disconnected. The only thing that I would be worried is if there would be someone in this match somehow that hasn't done the update.
Would that be it?
But then other players would be disconnected as well. It's just you getting disconnected.
Yeah, it's just me. I see everyone else still in here, actually. It's actually filling up. Ah, I'm on the winning side. That's good. Let's see if it happens again. If it happens again, I'm just gonna give up on it. It's yeah. I don't know if it's either that or it's my internet. Not really sure. I play on mobile data again.
No, the way you're getting disconnected though, yeah. I think it's
It's consistent.
It's pretty weird. I can check that. I can check that after the stream.
Everybody else didn't get disconnected. The same people. I'll probably message because I know some of the players. I'll probably message them and ask if they even updated. That might be the issue. So.
Okay.
Oh well, guys. Maybe I'll just spectate. That's my problem. I shouldn't play. It's a sign.
Yeah.
I can create another one with the same limitations. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Kitsune, it's definitely not, or it could be an internet issue, but it looks like it's something related to a weapon or something being used in the match. As I said, most likely it's something related to the update itself.
Yeah. Well, I'm creating another one, guys. Same passkey. Passkey is MC5.
Yeah.
I'm going to spectate. I'm not going to play. And, yeah. Hopefully this will be a lot more. I doubt I'll be disconnected this match because I'm not playing. But as you saw for the 3 seconds where I use a sniper, it's still pretty good. I mean, you got to kill it.
One thing, by the way, Dulzi, I mean, we can test this after anyway, but you can also, as suggesting, you can also just join a normal match and see if
you disconnect.
If you get disconnected.
You know what? No one joined that match. We could do it later. Let's jump.
Yeah, sure. Because in a normal match, because there are people joining based on the password, so that's why they might be able to see the game even if they haven't updated.
That's true. All right. I guess I'll stick with this.
The tier 7.
No, this is the prestige.
Okay, yeah, the block, definitely.
Oh, I got to sync it again. That's a weird issue. Could be an issue. I don't know. It's pretty consistent with the timing too. So maybe I need to reinstall the game or something. I don't know.
You got disconnected again. Yeah. I'll have to check it with I'll check it with the team. Have any of you guys had these issues? I've been playing quite a few matches these days.
Before the stream, I actually played a couple of matches. Whenever, actually before you and I spoke, I was playing some matches when the hotfix came out on my mobile data. I didn't get disconnected once. I played a couple, I think 2 or 3 matches, and they worked pretty well. So, I don't know what the issue is. That's really weird.
That's pretty strange.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, that's a bit sad. And I can't host a game.
I can host it. It's fine, but oh well.
Yeah, I guess host one more game, and
sure.
Then we'll still talk about the class.
Yeah. Let's do Vantage. I'm always partial to that map. I like it a lot.
By the way, I noticed you were switching to the new loadout. Do you think that's the new loadout? I mean, military support pack, so to speak. I was wondering if you find that to be the best with the class, or it's just personal preference. Or
the new military support, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, do I I like it the most because the kill requirement's lower. And for me, it allows me to keep on, especially using a weapon like the prestige weapon. It allows me to kind of stay behind a shield to keep on spraying down my enemies. So that I ever since that military support came out, I pretty much stick to it just because I like the actual kill streaks. Really, the first kill streak's my favorite kills. The shield. And again, it takes less kills to activate, and it also helps that not everybody has it. I like that too. So that's how it is.
It's definitely good for. I think it's definitely advantageous for snipers to essentially you can actually create a cozy corner for.
Yes, absolutely. You can completely block yourself off. Even when someone, and now with a new class, if someone throws the grenades, I can throw them back now, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna spectate this match, guys. And join passkey as MC5, and I'm sure I'm gonna have this lobby filled in just a second, anyway. So, ugh, too much coffee.
Blackstone, we're on iOS now.
Yes, we're on iOS. I'm going to try to do PC in the future because I'm on PC, obviously, and maybe Android. We'll see. I have.
For playing with you guys for sure.
Yeah, I have an account on Android. I actually started out on Android, but I just need to actually go to that really old account and get a device.
What year? Like what year was that?
Man, I remember I left. It was right after tier 7 was introduced. I remember it was after. I believe it was the PR39 Pro. I want to say I got back whenever there was pro weapons. Yeah, I don't think there was no mark system at the time. I want to say.
Oh, for sure there wasn't. The mark system was introduced after prestige weapons.
Right. Oh, there we go. So, hey, look.
Because it was also related to armor penetration. That was also something that was introduced later on.
Yeah, it's old to the point. Let's put it this way: my favorite weapon, I think my best weapon or favorite weapon, according to my stats, is the Jolt. If that tells you how long ago it's been.
Yeah.
I checked it out. I think a couple of years ago or a year ago. Whenever I just logged in, I don't think dog tags were a thing actually. Whenever I left, I think weren't dog tags introduced later. They weren't in the very beginning, were they?
I'm not completely sure, but probably not.
Yeah, it was before dog tags were even introduced. So I left Android and went to iOS. So yeah, actually I believe so because even my iOS account's an older dog tag. My original one, is an older dog tag. So I'm gonna say that it was before dog tags were even introduced. I think this is going to be a lot more even of a match. It is. Everyone's using the tier 1. There's a tier. Yeah, the tier 1. I knew everyone would be using the tier 1. It's a really good weapon.
What limitation did you put? Like tier 6 or
tier 7 and below, which I guess nobody really has the tier. The tier 7, whenever I played the event, was actually the last weapon I got. In terms of like the actual guns, I got the prestige first. Which is weird, but the tier 7 is pretty good. It's I don't even have it maxed out. It was a 2-shot kill, as you guys saw in video. For the brief.
I think you used it during the beta, but I don't.
I did.
It wasn't adjusted. Yeah.
Oh, was it adjusted since the beta?
It was. No, I don't think it was. So I guess that's what I'm saying. That it's. What you're saying is still not
yeah, it was maxed out whenever I used it in the beta. So here it's actually I think it's the only weapon I don't have maxed out in terms of marks, which is why I'm still playing the event, and I don't even have all the attachments for it either. I think I'm at the PT7 silencer right now. I'll have it maxed out in like a day or so. Oh, there's a sniper. Someone's using it. Yeah. Wait, is that the? No, that's the tier 7. I wouldn't use it up close like that guy's using because I think you have to pretty much scope in for that gun. I wouldn't use it. I would not use it. No scoping and sniping in MC5 is not really a thing. Not like it used to be, which is good.
Yeah. But wasn't it the weapon that it can be used in hipfire? Isn't it exactly that? It's just that it has It has fewer bullets. Wasn't that the thing with the sniper? Maybe I'm making a mistake.
I don't know. I've never even tried using a hipfire. I'm sure you can use it on hip fire. It doesn't mean it's going to be good. I remember the tier 6 was interesting because it switches to a shotgun and had much less bullets. That's the one I do remember with less bullets.
Yeah.
And the Prestige is a gun that has a pretty great rate of fire at hip fire, but not at aim. Scoping in, it lowers down the rate of fire.
So it was that one, yeah.
That one's
So
a one where you scope
the
in,
other way around.
it lowers the rate of fire. Does it increase the damage, or does the damage stay the same when you're scoped in?
I think the damage stays the same. It's just that you have access to that very powerful scope.
I see. Yeah, I'm just gonna hip fire then.
I would have to check.
I've scoped.
I have to say I'm not 100% sure, so I'll get back to you on that one. I said though I am not 100% sure, so I will get back to you on that.
Okay. I think it's the same. I think it does. I guess you're more accurate. You do have that scope.
Oh well, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Well, there's still pretty dominant here.
Well, Pose, yeah, he's a very good player to begin with. I wasn't aware that he's playing on iOS actually, but it's interesting.
It's interesting
And
because
there's supposedly Gomita as well, but I'm not sure it's actually Gomita either.
I think that is Gomatex.
Okay.
Well, they lost one of their. They lost a really good player. Actually, I noticed he's not in their side, the red side anymore. Also, it's weird. Pose didn't do as well first match, but when I lowered the tiers, I think that probably helped. And the armor ability, I think that really allowed people to play, I guess, better. But as you see, the teams are like super uneven. Everyone keeps leaving. I like the new loading screen, so there's that. I mean, it looks a lot cooler, in my opinion. That's the first thing I said whenever I saw the hotfix. So yeah, does everyone have any questions regarding the class or
the event or anything?
Yeah.
And also let's do one more giveaway. Either way, so.
What about what's the ability of the helm? Is that too hard?
Yeah, I guess it's not specific enough. Or what's the ability called that where you can see steps on the floor when activating? I guess what's the tracker's ability? What's it called? So the first person that's going to answer with both the answer and their platform and the DocTech are going to win 500 Pharaoh credits. Yeah, guys, it's very good. But okay, so Ichiro, make sure you also mention your DocTech and platform, so I can send you the reward at the end. And Arctic Kitsune as well. So Arctic actually won twice. And Ichiro, as I said, in Blackstone, as I mentioned, we of course we do care and make sure, as I said, that you do the update. And I will also test those. We also chat, so we can talk about this another time.
I see comments regarding the tier 1 weapon, how it's too powerful. Let's just see. I think right now, I like how it is simply because whenever you're playing the event, you are playing against people with all sorts of weapons. So because it's
this is what it's. I think it's kind of the same as with what you didn't notice or half noticed about the armor. So you don't start at like the lowest level possible, so you can still do pretty well. So I mean, someone just starting out now will definitely, I think, will find it harder if they would just do their normal progression with the assault class or recon class that you go in the beginning, rather than playing in the event with this one. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the tier 1 gives people, the tier 1's really good, and it gives people a good chance to progress well in public matches, even though you're playing against all sorts of classes. So I don't know. I wouldn't be too concerned about the tier 1 right now, at least. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Yes, it's strong. It's definitely stronger than other tier 1s for sure. But I don't see it competing with I don't know, tier 6, 7, and so on. So
and if
in that way, I don't think it should be nerfed.
Yeah. If you looked at the lobby, people still use a tier 6 and tier 7 whenever they had them. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't really compete. It definitely probably competes with like tier 3s and tier 4s, maybe even tier 5s. Probably tier 5s, probably what it.
Probably some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on.
But it's still good enough to play in the event, which is, I mean, I'd rather have that than being given, like, I don't know, a gun equivalent to the compact or something, and expected to play public lobbies in a was it Diamond League that started out? Yeah, Diamond League. I mean, that would have been really terrible. So yeah. Well,
so you're making one more game. I guess
I'll do one more.
I mean, if there aren't any more questions.
I'll do one more. We'll hear some questions, and I guess we'll wrap it up. So guys, prepare your questions for us. Last questions, because yeah. What map? I'm gonna do construction. I am going to trying to see what rules I should allow.
By the way, I'm not sure if you or let me actually look at your screen. Yeah, make sure you disable the fast spawn. I think that's I find that pretty annoying.
Yeah, I always disable it. I'm gonna allow tier 3 armor. I think I'll allow all the weapons. Yeah, I'll allow all the weapons. I don't think the prestige like really super duper classes. This is also a decently different range map, so I wanted to see how people would do. Okay, let's see. No, none of my friends are online. And let's see how that works out.
We'll definitely have games future for the other platforms. This is just because we are after the update and we haven't had it set up for all the platforms. Because I saw quite a few angry faces or sad faces at Facebook because we're not doing this. But we will test.
Or PC. Really, and I know that we have a lot of Android players. So that's going to be something that I might work towards. At least getting a device that can stream, maybe not even necessarily play. Just so I can invite you guys to some games. Well then, I see some animosity over the last game. All right, guys, join up. Like I said, this is the last game. Think of questions you have regarding the event. Maybe some constructive criticism regarding or things you like, things you dislike. Just kind of curious to see how people feel about this kind of event, because it is pretty similarly designed to the Peachy event. Do you guys hate it? Do you guys like it? Do you guys like getting basically free class stuff or not?
How far did you get? I guess.
Yeah. Waiting for this one guy to join, but I can 5v5. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's see how we do on construction. I'm going to see if people use the other weapons besides the tier 1 here too. Because I allowed all the weapons at this point. Just not, Okay, he's using the tier 1. Using the twig, which I heard was really good, the tier 5. I've actually heard good things about that one. Also the tier 1. Oh, that's the not the tier 1. That's a tier. I'm not sure. It's a SMG.
It says there in the
Tier
corner,
2.
right?
Yeah, on the bottom right in big letters. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
And I see someone now using the Prestige. It took a lot of time for me to unlock the attachment to the Prestige, but I did it last night. It's really good with a flash hider.
Because I remember when you you were actually not with Legion, I think, and he was using the Prestige, and
Yes.
you were also using the Prestige, and you were like, it's not really working for me.
Yeah, but I was,
guess.
and you want to know why? I didn't read the ability. I'm someone who tries to scope in when I shoot. I was scoping in. I was like, the fire rate does not work here. I was trying to shoot, at close range, use a aim down sight, which is not a good idea. And then Legion messaged me. He was like, "Hey man, it's actually really good." I was like, "How does it work?" And he was like, "You just hip fire when you're in the streets, for example." Wow, it's so this is still so one-sided. This match, I've that's so weird that every single scrim I've had today is extremely one-sided.
One of my suggestions, guys, for that, you can also let me know in the comments if you agree with it. Is probably for the lobbies to have a scramble button, how should I call this actually? Yeah. A rebalance button, so that it will basically rearrange players in the teams to get an average comparable rating or so. So
I think that's a great idea.
You could have much more control over lobbies.
I think that's a good idea personally. Just
because so that will allow you people players to make lobbies and so on. So
yeah. So
aside from when you already know what like each side, who's on whose side when you're making a lobby, I find this also pretty. The experience varies when you make a lobby and you invite people from the public chat and so on. It can be very one-sided. I had some very very close matches as well, but it's usually quite one-sided just because of the balance.
Yeah, a lot of good players tend to know each other, so they try to play with each other. Something I've noticed, because it's pretty right now it's pretty unbalanced. At least as you can see, the Prestige weapon is doing really well. So the Prestige weapon definitely, as it should, outclass the other weapons. But
yeah,
we also saw a little bit of the dogs. I saw just a second ago the dog take someone down, so that's also good. It helps kind of counter weapons too. That secondary class is gonna be really important. But
the last dog is actually lethal, so that's you can actually get a kill with that. But for you, as you mentioned, you need to watch your minimap or when you catch someone, you go there and you end them.
Awesome.
I don't even know if I should be saying this, but just as but I haven't heard a lot of feedback from anybody on this regard. So how do you guys find the passive skill that reduces damage while doing melee? I found it useful usually when if I'm caught up by someone at the end. So after the dagger goes in the person, and then if someone starts shooting while it's doing whatever animation, then I'm going to be safe. But if they catch me right away, it's not strong enough for me. Just let me know, or so I can also tell the devs in this regard.
Yeah. I think because of a lot of the matches I played have been really close cornered, so that skill might not be as useful because you're gonna pretty much immediately see someone in especially streets or something. So you can, even if you did the animation, they still see you, and if that's probably that I've probably not seen that or remember not noticed the usage of that as much, just because of me tending to play on closer range maps. That's just from my personal experience.
And I don't think the class will be allowed in ESL in the beginning, but Do you think it has a place there? I was wondering how the tracking abilities and so on will come into play in that scenario, but we'll have to see first what's the community's take on it being balanced and viable for this kind of format.
I think that if from my personal opinion, because I am involved in a lot of like looking at the rules and stuff when it comes to ESL, I would think that the tier 1, first of all, probably wouldn't be viable because all auto aim-ish type weapons are pretty much not allowed in ESL. It's not exactly auto aim, but it's kind of, let's just say it's like the LAK. So I think the tier 1 would probably have to be banned. The concept of dogs, I think, would be interesting to see in ESL. The skills also would be interesting to see in ESL. I'm not sure how it would do. I'm curious to see how it is. Maybe they'll have a tournament where they kind of test it out and see. Or maybe I might try testing it out too and seeing how it does in ESL type.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Do you? I think. Do you think it's interesting to go along with other classes as well, or just the stacking?
I think that if it does, okay. So based on my experience in ESL, classes like that's why sniper is really really successful in ESL because of its evil eye ability, being able to reveal enemies around the map. Tracker doesn't have it just as straightforward, but it does have the ability to show how I actually use the tracking ability to follow my enemies and see where they might be around me with a combination of a cord I can pet them. So I think that it would be extremely useful in ESL, I think it'd be useful in ESL. There we go. Just by using the tracking ability and watching and being able to see where enemies have stepped around, where they might be hiding, So I think it would have a place, and I don't think that some people would think that the dogs would be overpowered, but I really don't think the dogs would be really overpowered in ESL. I think it would be pretty viable. I think, as I said earlier, I think the tier 1 would definitely.
Well, with as you mentioned, with some restrictions for sure.
Yeah, with some restrictions.
I think, but the dogs, I think, it's actually would be. Releasing them tactically would definitely be more powerful. And Ichiro, no, I have this, and yes, you have one, and you will get the reward at the end of the stream. No worries. Okay, so I was saying that. Ichiro. They keep roaming around you because they keep looking for a target. The whole point is that you need to track them so that they will go for the same target. But we'll also be looking, if you guys are saying that they are not aggressive enough and so on, but make sure you're using them in combination with the other skills.
Yeah, I don't think the dogs need to be like super duper like always jump and get the enemy, because I feel like that might make it overpowered. I kind of want to see how they play out, like when people use them with cores, armors, whenever it actually gets more people have it in public lobbies, because I don't think they should immediately attack enemies. That would make the class overpowered, and I don't think right now at this current state it's overpowered, which is a good thing in my opinion. So maybe I'm talking too technical or something.
No. I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but
Samuel James Alexander is asking, is there now a hotfix yet for the tracker update? Yes, there is. It's already live on Android and iOS, and it will be available for Windows in a few days.
For the 9th time, yes, guys, the hotfix is out.
Yes. Yeah, so just make sure you keep refreshing the update page on your store, and it will show up.
So, any other questions, guys? Is that it?
Oh, some people talking about the 900 on the last talk. if you look at the prestige dog, the damage for it is 999. It's simply because it's lethal if you don't manage to disengage it. So you you just have to tap really fast.
So yeah, I've seen a lot of people talk about that too. I used it in the beta. It looks great. Like on that paper, you're like, oh gosh, that's super powerful. But I mean, if you don't shake it off, yes, you're going to die. But you can shake it off. I mean, it doesn't attack really fast either. I mean, it latches onto you, and it takes like quite a few hits to attack you. So if you can shake it off, you're gonna be fine. It won't kill you, but it's the only dog that can kill you without you having to put a lot of damage on it, like on your enemy. So it can actually latch onto you and kill you if you do not tap it away. Use a tap away function. So it's not as, it looks really overpowered on paper, but in terms of like actually utilizing it, it's pretty reasonable, I think. Maybe we'll see. I haven't unlocked it in the public lobbies. I'm trying to, trust me. But we'll see. We'll see how it does. But based on the beta, me using it for the time I used it, I did not view it as being like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. You know?
To be honest, I mean, because it kills you at the end of it. It's not like it does, I don't know, quarter damage and the next tick another quarter damage and so on. So then let's say you disengage it and you've already lost more than half your health and so on. So it's I think it's an added bonus because the dog itself is mostly there to give you a temporary advantage by having your target focused on having to disengage it rather than shoot you, so that gives you a few seconds to be the first one to fire, which I think is one of the most important things in the game, actually, right? I mean, the person who fires first and the most accurate is definitely going to win. And the fact that since the dog holds you in place, so you can't run around with the dog caught on you, definitely gives you a much easier way of shooting.
Yeah. I have one question. What do you think that there will be like camo options for the dogs in the future, or do you not think that's going to be applicable because of the way they're designed?
They aren't planned yet. I have passed this because this is one of the questions that came up during the beta as well, and definitely there's enough people showing interest in this. I also noticed people asking if they could name their dog or pet their dog and so on. So definitely, if you guys, I mean, if a lot of you guys show interest in the event and get the class and say that you want these things, we'll definitely do them. This is my take on your question.
Sweet. Good enough. Well, thank you for being here, Radu. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah. And guys, if you guys have any follow-up questions, feel free to message me on Discord or you can message me YouTube, anywhere, Twitter. Just message me. I'm pretty responsive, and I try to help out as many people as I can. Thank you for watching this podcast, and I will see you guys next week. That's the plan, next Wednesday. So thank you guys. Everyone have a good day, all right?
Just two more things,
Sure.
Because I quickly noticed. So some people that are still worried about the Marauder will look again at the Marauder for the next update as well. No worries about that. Some people, did you fix a glitch on Android that causes some lobbies to crash? Yes, we have fixed that one.
Yeah.
MASL, as I said, that glitch is already fixed, so don't worry.
Okay. Marauder's always been talked about. It's still being talked about, but I'm sure.
It's marauding. That's a thing.
I'm curious to see how it's affected whenever when I unlock the full everything for the class. I want to see how it does in a lobby with more Marauder players. But the few matches I played with the Prestige, the Prestige does kill relatively fast with cores and whatnot, but I kind of want to see more. We'll see more about Marauder in the next, I guess.
Yeah, the thing is, you will obviously need to some of the tracking potential of it, and the dog, I think, is one place that no, it's not related to Radu in any way. It's just a term. People asking if Murad it's just like it's part of my name. No. So as I was saying, like if you think about the matchup, and if you look at the class, most of the weapons are designated marksman rifles. So these are mid to high range weapons to begin with. While the Marauder is definitely a very close range class. So if you're just gonna pop in his face, he will still have the advantage unless the dog is not. So this is why I'm saying. You just have to pick the right range, I think, for that. And sorry, we can end the stream now. Might Gaming, as I said, I will talk to you later.
Sweet.
So guys, have a nice evening. Thanks for everything.
All right, thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
See y'all next week.